Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, so I think anybody has prepared sharing on this? Who is the first person you can think of whom you would like to be grateful to and why?
Grateful to Krishna.
Any humans that you want to?
Mataji, I
Yes,
will be grateful to teachers because in the house we can learn only limited only. When come to school, the teachers under the teachers guide, we can learn a lot. Whatever we didn't learn at home, we can learn from the school. So teachers are grateful for me.
Very nice, Mataji. I like your appreciation. Okay. So sometimes we want to be grateful to our mother or father.
Parents.
Mostly mothers, right? Mostly mothers, right? Shiva. Oh, sometimes father, Gunalan Prabhu is also here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, personally, if I want to share, if I want to thank my mom, it's because she taught me Tamil, right? So she put me in Devaram and she opened the platform for me to learn Tamil. I never went to Tamil school. So I'll be able to read, speak, write.
Sing.
Sing. I mean, in Tamil, you know. And I took SPM Tamil also without even going for proper school, right? So ala kada nila pas lah credit put. So and until now, when I want to read something, when I want to relish some verses, right, I'll be able to relish the sweetness in that language. So every time I come to that point, so thankful to my mom for giving me this, you know, like that. So it's always like in my mind. So that is about gratefulness. Okay, so the flip side of this being grateful is we usually forget the good deeds that others have done to us, but we always remember what good deeds that we did to others. Okay, so it should be the other way around. We should always remember what others did for us instead of what we did for others. So it should be the other way around, but usually this is how we think. We always forget what people did for us, and we always remember what we did for them. Oh, I did like that. Why he did like this to me? You know, we always come to that. Okay. So we saw in previous class that false ego means we are forgetful about our connection to the Supreme, our relationship with the Supreme. So we want to see that we have contaminated, this ego has been contaminated from real ego, it became false ego. So now we want to cheat. All right. So we want to purify that. So to purify, we actually identified 3 places where the lust sit. What are the 3 places?
Mind, intelligence, and work. Correct?
No.
Forgot.
Senses.
Oh, senses.
After that, mind. After that, Intelligence. Very good. And these 3, when they are contaminated, they will make the soul engage in various abominable activities, okay, or unfavorable activities to the to our well-being. All right. So today we are going to see how to purify these elements. But our elements today, we are going to touch on soul. Okay, mind, intelligence, and the soul. All right. So we'll have one Gita sloka. Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhya param manaha manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. Somebody can read the translation, please.
The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
Okay. Mataji, read that again, please. Slowly.
Slowly, yeah.
Yeah.
Working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Can somebody put it in ascending order? Which is first, which is last in ascending order?
Soul, intelligence, mind. So mind will be at the bottom, soul will be right on top.
Okay, what is the bottom? Is it mind?
Yes, it's mind. No, senses.
Working senses. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it really?
Because mind is higher than the senses, ma. Oh no, dull matter. That is a trick question, ladies and gentlemen. No wonder you said read slowly. Abeko.
Adoy. All right. So we want to know what is dull matter. Okay, dull matter is the body. This gross body is the dull matter. Okay, without the soul, it's nothing, right? Okay, so let's do it again. So dull matter, body, the first one, paling bottom. Okay, higher than that?
It's our working senses, our eyes, the nose, the taste, and all that, the senses.
Senses. Okay, higher than senses?
Mind.
It's the mind.
Very nice. Higher than mind?
It's intelligence.
Intelligence. Anybody else having a lagging problem? Gunalan Prabhu seems to, I think it's the... All okay?
Yeah, all okay.
All right. So where we stop? Okay, higher than intelligence is?
The soul.
The soul.
The soul. Okay, itulah bosnya. But what happened? All the employees try to influence the boss. So we want to turn it the other way around. Okay, right. This is how we see, yeah? Check, correct or not? Body. Above body is? Recap again, cepat.
The senses, the working senses. The senses.
The senses. Okay. Oops, where is it? Right. Higher than the body. Next.
Mind.
Mind. Very good. Is higher than the senses. Next.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Very good.
Then the
Higher than
soul.
the mind.
Soul.
The soul, yes. Is higher than intelligence, the highest. Let us see why. Okay, so we are going to look at this chart again with the extra description below. So just pay attention. Again, the lowest is body or dull matter is the lowest. Of course, we know why, because without the soul or consciousness, it doesn't function. Okay, senses is required to do whatever we want to do. All right, so it's higher than the body because lust within the body. Say there is tendency to have some there is intense desire in the mind. So how it is exhibited through the senses, like Ajay Mataji said, like the working senses, hands, legs, eyes, it wants to do certain things. Okay, it can only come out through the vents of the senses. Okay, this one we already covered in chapter 13, level 1, level 2. Okay, mind. So why mind is higher than the body, higher than the senses? Because even if the body or senses are sleeping, like you're dreaming, the mind is active. Like you're sleeping and you're dreaming, that's because the mind is active. It's always working. So that's why it's higher. As we age, we notice the mind has desires, but the body does not permit. So the mind will keep working, but body cannot tampung, right? Okay. Higher than that is intelligence. It's higher than the mind because above the mind is determination of intelligence, which can direct the mind and help us discriminate. Okay, say your mind is trying to influence you to do something. Today, let's go watch TV. All right, but your intelligence says, no. This is level 3 Gita Gyan class. We want to learn about mind, intelligence, and soul. So it's important for us. Let's go sit for the class. Okay. So like this. So I know many of you had a lot of commitments. I will see later. I will see later. I totally understand. But then suddenly I see you do sit in the class. So why? Because you can discriminate what is this is good. This probably your schedule has changed, but sometimes people have contemplation and they will come, okay, let me just go for this class. Maybe I will feel better after this class. So I had another student in another class and she was feeling very distressed, very down, and initially she said she doesn't want to come for the class. And then later she said, Mataji, I'll come, Mataji, at least this will make me feel better. Let's see what Krishna has to say to me. This is the mentality that she had when she came. It was so sweet of her to think like that. So yeah, this is the contemplation that we have, we tend to have, okay? All right, so the highest is the soul. Is higher than intelligence, the highest, because the soul is spiritual, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Of course, whatever is coming from the Father, if the Father is intelligent, the Son or daughter is also intelligent. So if our Supreme Father is super intelligent, then we are intelligent. Okay, both also intelligent. And we are, our constitutional position is to serve the Lord. Okay, this is the position of the soul. So again, I reiterate this, okay? The soul is spiritual because it's part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is not material, therefore we are not material. All right, and because we spring from Him, and He is our master, and as a servant, we are to serve the master. Okay, so now the focus is here. To capture all, to cover, to put this all four under control, this has to be perfect. This element has to be perfect. So the focus should be how to engage your soul. How to engage the soul? Engage with what?
Engage with mind and intelligence.
Okay, engage with what? We are using the soul has to engage the intelligence, mind, senses. To what?
Devotional services, prayers, chanting,
right.
knowledge that we study and all that. That is what will feed the soul, so to speak.
Okay, so ultimately we need to make connection back to our master. Okay, and therefore, if the soul is directly engaged with the Supreme, directly, that means not through light or any formless elements, directly engaged with the Supreme, naturally all other subordinates, all the other employees, namely intelligence, mind, and senses, will be automatically engaged. If the boss accepts a project, then all the staff must do. Okay, then only the team can get good bonus. Like that, huh? Okay. Very crude examples, right? Yeah, but isn't it practical for us to think like that? These are our employees. We cannot let these employees control us. Boss, don't take that project. Don't. Then we cannot go back on time. Cannot lah. Then we cannot enjoy the bonus. So the bonus that we want to enjoy is to free ourselves from these material miseries. Okay, more money, more enjoyment. So like that, more spiritual activities, the faster can go back. Okay, escape from this prison. Okay, all right. So next, therefore, if therefore the mind is directly engaged. Why I'm reading? Okay, who wants to read? Very quiet already, everybody. Yashoda Mai Mataji.
If therefore,
Yashoda Mai. Yashoda Mai.
Oh,
Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Okay. Therefore, the mind is directly engaged in the service of the Lord constantly. Then there is no chance that the senses will become engaged in other ways.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji, for reading nice, clear, and slow. Okay, so the mind, when the soul decides to get engaged with the Supreme Lord directly, all the subordinates also will follow. So how to purify the subordinates individually? We already covered that in previous class. Okay, so when that happens, there is no way the senses will become engaged in other ways. Okay, when the boss say you must do this project, then all the employees have to do that project. Okay, so they all will follow suit. Okay, so this slide actually I took from youth class today. We were doing yoga. So why I feel it's relevant? See this here, there is no chances that the senses will become engaged in other ways. Number one, we are talking about purifying the senses. So the best part of purifying senses, instead of controlling the senses, if you look at yoga, how yoga works in controlling the senses. Whereas the Bhakti Yoga Krishna consciousness is to purify the senses. In yoga, they will say you don't eat this, you don't eat that, you cannot sleep, you cannot this, and you have to go to a cave or this one, and you have to sit on a kusa grass, a deer skin, you have to do this, do that. control. But we are ordinary human beings living in Kali Yuga, and there's so much of commitments and distractions. We cannot possibly do that. So what we can do is, under Bhakti Yoga introduced by Krishna as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is about purifying the senses. You can eat prasadam. You can sing Krishna songs. You can play. Why don't you play some musical instruments for Krishna? You can dance. Why don't you dance for Krishna? All right. You can write. Why don't you write for Krishna? Like that. So we purify the senses through these various activities. Okay. Eating. We have fasting. Okay. Tomorrow we have Ekadasi fasting coming up. Sometime when there are festivals also we are fasting. But at the end, the reward waits as feasting. We have lots of prasadam. Okay. This is called purifying the senses. Krishna never said control. No. You want to do this? Do it in a different way. Do it in a nice way, regulated way. Okay. You like music? Okay, this example, because I took it for the youth, right? So they're engaged in chanting, kirtan, dancing, singing, playing musical instruments. Okay, you like music, you can engage in this way. So like this, if you're talking about literary aspect, then there are reading, hearing, writing, discussing. Okay, so we are engaged in that. We are not only chanting and dancing only. Okay. All right, next we have other kind of engagements like cooking, serving, performing, arts, creativities, etc., etc. So many activities, right from the child who's born up to we die. Always we have activities, and all these activities in Krishna consciousness are purifying. Okay, and very, very important, how do you ensure that these activities are constantly ongoing in our life? To have a good association. So when we do all these, we are not only stopping the senses from going back to the bad activities if we had, stopping, all right? And it also prevents us from going back to it. Stopping is one. What if after some time you go back to that? So we don't want that. Okay, so today also I give example in my youth class. I had a personal experience knowing somebody who did yoga, okay, in my family. He did all the hatha yoga and all those bending postures and everything. He did everything so good, so good. All right. And then he totally went vegetarian and totally slimmed down and everything. But he fell sick. He fell sick because something not right with the way he ate. And he totally gave up everything. Now he's back to a normal human being. All right. So why? Because people try to control their senses. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't, the result doesn't last long. All right. And they go back. However, if we are doing this, there is high chances that we are not going back. Okay. Because even if you die before perfecting our life, we will continue from where we left off, right? Okay, anybody remembers what line is that? There is no loss or... Anybody remember that verse? Yashoda Mai Mataji, do you remember? There is no loss or diminution in this path. Okay, a little advancement in this path will free us from the dangerous type of fear. What is the dangerous type of fear? Anyone? There are 13 people here. What is the most dangerous type of fear?
Birth and death.
Birth and death. What else? What is even worse than that? Being born as?
Animal.
Animal, yeah. These two things you always want to remember, okay? So cannot take our human body as granted, okay? So let's recap that. We are almost end of this topic. The constitutional position of the soul is?
Servant of the Lord.
To serve Krishna, correct. All right. If we understand this and serve him, the intelligence, mind, and senses will never deviate because they are lower than the soul, lower than the soul in the hierarchy we saw. Okay, so let's see whether we all can remember. What is the first thing at the bottom of the ladder?
Material body.
Body, very nice. Is the lowest. Next, higher than body?
Senses.
Very nice. Senses, higher than the body. Higher than the senses?
Mind.
Mind, very nice. Higher than the mind?
Intelligence.
Very nice. Intelligence. So remember, intelligence is the next door neighbor of?
Soul and mind.
Yes, okay, jiran sebelah. The intelligence will come and tell soul, boss, don't take the project. Remember this. Okay, so this is the example. So like that, the intelligence will always try to tell the soul, don't go and do these good things. But the soul will say, look, I am the boss here, so you all will listen to me, right? That, and then the soul will engage all the other subordinates in the service of Krishna so that they all will not deviate from their core responsibilities, which is to serve Krishna. Okay, he is the higher than the intelligence, the highest. So when that happens, okay, even though the senses are working, it will not harm us, will not bring any harm to us, just like this example. Let's have somebody to read. Anybody can read? Somebody? Sirisha Mataji, I haven't heard from you today. I thought you love to read. What happened? So silent today. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please read for us.
Mataji, actually I'm outside, so is it okay?
No problem, no problem. Anybody
So
else?
sorry, Mataji.
No problem, Mataji. Come quick.
I will read, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
The senses are very strong, like serpents, because they can indulge in lust and make one fall. But if by intelligence one engages one's mind in Krishna consciousness, then automatically the mind becomes stronger and the senses will be no more effective than serpents with broken fangs.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Mataji. So this is how it benefits us. Senses have to keep working, but it has to be like these serpents with broken fangs. Okay, that doesn't mean we cannot do anything, because Krishna never said Arjuna stop working, right? We always need to work, but work in a regulated manner. Okay, purify the senses. Okay, so this is the conclusion. Who can read for us? Rajina Mataji, are you able to? Anybody else? Okay.
One may not give up work and prescribed duties all of a sudden, but gradually developing Krishna consciousness, one can be situated in a transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and the mind. We cannot artificially try to give up enjoying our senses, but train ourselves in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this is what I gave the chart earlier, right? The yoga is meant to control the senses, but Bhakti yoga is meant to purify the senses, because it doesn't only stop the bad activities, it stops us from going back to the bad activities. That is important. Okay. All right. So we cannot artificially try to give up enjoying our senses. We cannot do that. How can we stay without eating? How can we stay without having some relationship with people around us? How can we stay without working and feeding the family, right? We have to do all this, but we can purify our existence by training ourselves this way. Okay. So now you're expert already, so I don't have to go through this exercise. Okay. Okay, so what are the examples we can talk about? Hearing, discussing, okay, eating prashadam, distributing prashadam, contributing to Krishna conscious works. What is this? I think this is deity seva. They're making garlands. All right, so you engage your working senses in this manner, and engaging children in performing arts, so they will have fun. Okay, today in our temple, we had very nice festival by the children, for the children. They made their own Gaura Purnima festival in the room upstairs. They brought the deities, they bathed the deities, they did my daughter and others, they went to do the juicing in the kitchen, and then they used the juice to do abhishek for the Lord. What else? They had kirtan. There's one girl, 10 years old, she gave class on Mahaprabhu, and and then they dress up the lordship, and then they did kirtan and everything. So like this, they can have their own festival. So it's not exclusive only to adult pujaris and brahmanas to do. Okay, so it's not like we have to just watch what others are doing. Okay, we can engage ourselves. Okay, so I will skip the rest of the slide. Okay, so we will move to Gauranga Story. Okay, just give me a moment to bring up. Okay, so we are here. Can see, right? Anyone? Everyone?
No, Mataji, cannot
Oh, you
see.
can't now? Okay, okay, let me. Okay. Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just had Gaura Purnima a couple of weeks ago. So I'm sorry this has come late because the material came after the festival. Okay, so I thought since our topic today is pretty short, you see, we finished by 8 class. So I thought actually these are comprised of 4 modules. Okay, let me see if there are other group students here. Okay, Lata Mataji, welcome. Is Sharmila Mataji coming? Lata Mataji, do you know? No, did she put anything in the...
Not sure, Mataji.
Okay, she didn't mention anything, right? Okay, so we'll just carry on. Thank you, Lata Mataji, for coming. Okay, Lata Mataji is from level 2. Okay, so I asked them to join us as well. Okay, so this is about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we're going to cover some reasons of Mahaprabhu's appearance in this material world. All right, so there are external and internal reasons, and then we will see some pastimes. So like I was mentioning, this course actually split into 4, like 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay, that is the reasons for the Lord's appearance, childhood part, and then there is youth and sannyasa, and there's one more. So I'm not touching on the youth. That volume itself is too sweet to be covered in just one session. It's too sweet to be cramped together. Okay, so we're just going to cramp 3 modules in one session today. Hold on now. Okay, so first we are going to... Hare Krishna, anybody say something?
No. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so we are going to cover the reasons for the Lord's appearance. So the first is the external reason, means the reason that everybody knows, everybody, or the external reason that brought the Lord come down, the reason that's around, right? Not the Lord's reason. Okay, so the Lord came here to teach the Yuga Dharma. Okay, this slide was not done by me, so oh gosh, what's happening here? Hold on, Mataji's. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, I think I know what to do. I'm gonna do this. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Can, okay, okay. It's not like small or tiny or anything, right? Does it? Is it?
No, it's just nice.
Okay, so the first reason the Lord came here is to teach Kali Yuga Dharma. Okay, what is Kali Yuga Dharma? So there are 4 yugas and it has 4 dharmas. Anybody remember what is the yuga and what is the suitable dharma for that age? Anybody can share? How many yugas are there?
4 yugas.
4 yugas. Okay, what is the first yuga?
Satya Yuga.
Satya Yuga.
Satya Yuga. Very nice. So what is the self-realization method in Satya Yuga?
Meditation.
Very nice. Meditation. The next yuga is?
Treta Yuga.
Treta Yuga. What is the self-realization method at that time?
Sacrifices.
Very nice. Okay. What is the next yuga?
Dwapara Yuga.
Dwapara Yuga. What is the practice?
Worshipping
the Lord.
Deity worship. Very nice. The last yuga?
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga. Okay. And the Yuga Dharma is?
Chanting.
Chanting. Very nice. So the Lord appears in every yuga. Okay. In different forms. Okay. So can we have somebody to read this to see what is the basic reasons for the Lord to appear? Okay. So we don't want somebody to read, but I want somebody to point out what are the reasons that the Lord used to come down? Who can tell us this?
To deliver the pies and annihilate the miscreant.
Okay, so that's 1 and 2 already. What is the another reason?
To re-establish the principle of religion.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So there are 3 reasons why the Lord comes down. So what happened in Kali Yuga to bring down the Lord?
To re-establish the principle of religion.
Okay, so basically at that point of time, the world is not in a nice situation. So whenever there is situation going out of control, the Lord comes down. So this is one reason why the Lord comes. It could be one of these reasons: to deliver the pious, or to annihilate the miscreants, or to re-establish the principle of religion, or all at once. Usually when Krishna comes, he does 2 in a go, that kind of thing. Okay. The next reason is this. Can we have somebody to read this? Why the Lord came to deliver the souls using Maha Mantra, Sankirtana. Why? The reason is here. Can somebody read for us, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Lata Mataji.
The most important factor in this age of Kali, which is an ocean of faults, is that one can be free from all contamination and become eligible to enter the kingdom of God simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra.
Very nice. Okay. So the Lord came because this is the only way for us easily enter the kingdom of God. Okay. 2 reasons already. Yeah? Okay. Remember Yuga Dharma. And why Yuga Dharma? Because it's the easiest way. All right. So next. Anyone? Someone?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Whatever result one obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapara Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, one can also obtain in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Right. Okay. Which means whatever benefit a person can get here, okay, by meditating or by doing deity worship or sacrifices, okay, all the benefit can be obtained by chanting the Maha Mantra. So again, it's going back to this as well. That's the easiest way to enter the kingdom of God, and the benefit that you're going to get by chanting the Maha Mantra is more than the benefit that one can get when they were practicing all these methods in the previous yugas. Okay, and then he personally comes. Okay, why he has to come personally? Okay, what he intended to spread? Tamare Mataji? Mataji, you are there? Kajai Mataji, haven't heard from you today. Anybody there?
Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
To deliver freely Maha Mantra.
No, can you all see the screen? Personally?
Yes,
yeah, can you read that?
Okay. You want me to read?
Yes.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I shall go spread the holy name and give the 4 forms of Bhakti, devotional service, Dasya servityships, Sakya friendships, Vatsalya parenthood, and Madhurya conjugal love. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, so these are the few reasons that the Lord came to give. Okay, he wanted to first spread the holy name, and then he wanted to teach us how to love Krishna. Okay, there is no one way or there is no 2 ways to love Krishna. There are actually 5 ways, and the Lord came here to teach us that by serving him. Okay, Dasya means serving. Sakya means developing friendship with him. Okay, Vatsalya means as a father, as a mother, like Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, like that. Another one in the loving mode, which is Madhurya. Okay, one more is not mentioned here, is neutral, awe and reverence. Okay, that one is not here because the Lord wants to show there is rasa inside here. Rasa means taste, right? Rasa is a Malay word. It's also Sanskrit word. That is something that you can relish in this 4 relationship with Krishna. So you can serve Krishna as a dasya, you can love Krishna as a friend, you can love Krishna as a parent, and you can love him as a lover. Nice, right? So Krishna consciousness is so dynamic that there is no rules and restrictions that, oh, you cannot view Krishna like this, or you cannot view Krishna like that. It's not like that. Okay, so Mahaprabhu has come to show this. Okay, why I say Mahaprabhu said this? Because it is taken from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Krishna said that. All right. And there is one famous verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this sloka. Harer Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gadir Anyataha. Who knows the meaning of this sloka?
I know only there is no other way. There is no other way. I don't know.
Yes. Okay, it's like this. Wait, let me copy and put that. Okay, this one. Can somebody read this translation? Come on, somebody. There are 13 devotees here in this group.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, please read the translation.
In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way.
There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. So when in Sanskrit grammar, when you say something 3 times, it means it's really, really, really important. It's very important. So he mentioned it 3 times. Okay. All right. So that's one reason, right? All the Yuga Dharma, why he came. These are all the reasons. Okay. This Yuga Dharma, Yuga process personally comes. Okay, and why Maha Mantra is important as a means of deliverance. Somebody also called Mahaprabhu. Who is this?
Advaita.
Advaita Acharya. He is one of the... Where do you find him?
Panchatattva.
Yes, he's one of... Correct. He's one of the Panchatattva. And he is as old as Mahaprabhu's father. Okay, so he was feeling... He is Lord Shiva's incarnation. Okay. So whenever the Lord comes with his friends. He comes like a group like that. So he always comes with this kind of great personality, or sometimes they come first and then the Lord comes. So that's how it happens. All right. So he saw that the condition of the material world was pretty bad. Right? He was feeling sorry for it. Okay. And even when the Lord himself came in his original form as Krishna, yet people were not very interested in devotional service. Okay, because they were forgetful. All right. So Lord Advaita Acharya came to a point where he's such a great devotee by himself, and he tried to change people around there, but he couldn't do it. And finally, he concluded that, okay, this problem can only be solved by the Lord himself. Only he himself can come and enlighten people about devotional service. So Advaita Acharya sat at the bank of river Ganga. He had saligram in his hand, and he knew that whenever you call upon the Lord by using Ganga water and Tulasi leaf, the Lord will come and appear. The Lord will respond and reciprocate. To please him, this should be done. So Advaita Acharya did this. He sat by the river of Ganga, by the bank of river Ganga. He offered Ganges water, and he offered the Tulasi leaf to the saligram, and he cried and prayed and prayed and prayed. He cried for the Lord's appearance. He was saying, please, oh Lord, I cannot do it. You have to come and do it. Okay, so when the Lord is pleased, he will come down. So that is the case. The Lord was pleased with the prayers of Advaita Acharya, and the Lord appeared as Lord Chaitanya. And when he comes, did he bring any of his weapons like chakra, gada, sword? Did he bring any of those weapons? Anybody knows?
No, I don't.
No weapons.
No, Mataji.
Yeah. Remember that verse where we saw Paritranaya Sadhanam, deliver the pious soul, annihilate the miscreants. So he used weapons to kill the demons. But this time, there are so many demons around that he cannot possibly kill all of them. What will happen then? Okay, let's go back to something that I have shared in classes before. In the beginning, in the Satya Yuga, where were the divine and the demoniac lived?
Lived in the same city.
No.
Yeah,
Satya Yuga.
Separate world, I think.
Yeah, separate, different planets.
A different planet, yeah.
Right.
Different planet.
Okay. In Treta Yuga, where the divine and the demons lived?
In the same city.
Nahi. No.
Same planet.
Nahi.
Same planet.
Same planet. Okay. Different?
Let's say different city.
Different
cities, different part of the world. Give me an example. What happened in Treta Yuga? Which pastime and how the Lord appeared in Treta Yuga?
Lord Rama.
Lord Rama versus
Ravana.
Ravana. So where were they? They in Bharat land, and Ravan was in Lanka. Different cities. Now moving to Dwaraka. Dwapara. Where are the demons and the divine? Same family. Examples, please.
Yes, family. And
example. Give me an example.
Like the Mahabharata?
Mahabharata.
Yeah, they are all relatives, isn't it? All fight each other in the same family. Yeah. And even though they know the Lord is the supreme, they still want to fight with him, like Duryodhana, Sisupala, Kamsa. Okay, Kamsa had already got a voice from the sky. This guy is going to kill you. Why? He still has to resist, isn't it? Right? So like that, the demon will stay in the same family. What about Kali Yuga?
in the same place.
Same person.
In the same house.
Yeah.
In the same
No, within the person.
Within the person,
yes.
yes. Okay, let's bring in our knowledge from level 1 and level 2. So, who is demon, who is divine? Siapa level 2? Lata Mataji. Level 3 also can answer, huh? Already graduate. Who's divine? Who's demonic?
Divine.
Yashoda, Priya, Mataji, both classes. Okay, divine is one who follows.
Who follows the rules and regulation of the scripture of the
Very
word.
nice.
Following the Dharma.
Following the Dharma, following the scriptures. The demonic is the opposite, they disobey. Okay, so these are qualities that the Lord has to come and kill. He is not coming to kill the entity. All right, he can't do that. He has to purify them. So these are the reasons, all right, the external reasons why the Lord is here. Okay, faham? Okay, now we go to confidential reasons, the internal reason. Okay, who is this?
Radharani.
Radharani.
Radharani. Radharani is the topmost devotee of Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, what happened is that Krishna wants to have pleasure in having a relationship with a lot of devotees. Even when he comes, he doesn't really have to come to kill the demons, agree or not? He doesn't have to come down, take the trouble to do this and that. But why? Because, the devotees want to see him performing activities. So that's why he comes, because he wants to please the devotees. Because for that, he cannot send his agents. He has to come. All right. And then he was thinking, why this Radharani, being his topmost devotee, why she loves me so much? All right. Why? What is it that the position of Radharani is a devotee? All right. The position of Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Okay. The subject is the Lord. All right. Radharani is the object. Okay. And Krishna wants to feel from the position of Radharani how she views Krishna. Seeing through the eyes of Radharani. Seeing through the eyes, say like you have somebody who likes you so much and you don't understand why the person likes you so much, adore you so much. I wish I could see myself through your eyes. So this is what exactly happened. Krishna came down to feel, to be in the position of Radharani and see Krishna from Radharani's position. Okay, so he couldn't understand that, and that is why he came. Okay, so after that, he tried to, being in Radharani's position, now he wants to understand the transcendental mellow. Okay, which is, what is the mellow? Mellow means sweetness, right? Lord Krishna is all sweet. He's called Madhura Adipati, the king of sweet, the emperor of sweetness. Okay, so he wants to experience that attraction that Radharani has for Krishna. He wants to relish that sweetness that Radharani relish when she reciprocates with Krishna, when she have relationship with Krishna. Okay, so he accepts the mentality of Radharani. So at this point of time, he is not the Dwaraka king or anything like a strong person. It's not like that. He came as a devotee and he wants to see how it feels like loving myself from the position of a devotee. This is why he came, second reason. The third is he wants to enjoy the bliss tasted by Radharani. Okay, so it's all about Radharani. All these three reasons, right? You can actually compile it under one. He wants to feel what Radharani feels for the Lord Krishna. Okay, so and all the while Krishna was thinking, I am enjoying everybody's company. Then he realized that the Radharani is enjoying more than Lord Krishna. And he wants to know that. He wants to feel the exchange of this transcendental mellow. Okay, right? So that is the reason. And he came as Mahaprabhu in the mode of Radharani. So it's like this. The summary is like this. This is Krishna here on the left, and he came in the mood of Radharani as Mahaprabhu. So therefore, he's combined incarnation of Krishna and Radharani. So that doesn't mean he's half of Krishna, half of Radharani. No, okay. He is whole Krishna and he's whole of Radharani. So this is the what reason? Am I speaking alone? What reason is this?
Personal.
Confidential.
Very nice. Yes, confidential. Oh, lega. Okay, confidential reason. So earlier what reason we saw?
External.
External reason.
Very nice. Okay. So we are done with the reason. Then now we are going into some pastimes. Okay. This is the philosophical information that you might want to remember. Okay. It's very hard to cover this all over again. So whenever we come across Mahaprabhu, you should know already why Mahaprabhu came in this form. Okay. Why he didn't carry the flute, the peacock feather, why he was not carrying his chakra and all that. Okay. And why he did not kill any demons. Yeah. So this answer that. Okay. So we have some pastimes here, starting with this Brahmana story. Okay. So this is Mahaprabhu's parents. Okay. Who are their name? Anybody knows?
Mahaprabhu, Jagannatha Mishra.
Jagannath Mishra. Mother's name?
Suchi Devi. Sachi
Devi. Okay. Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, who are they?
His wives.
Yeah, his consorts. Okay. So one day, traveling Brahmana came to their house. Okay, he's a devotee. All right. So as his practice, he always cook and offer the food to the Lord, and then he will take the food. So what happens? Of course, he was having the Lord's deity, Krishna's deity, and he was cooking and offering. So this Nimai was a baby. Nimai means Lord Chaitanya's name when he was very small. Okay, he was like crawling stage. So Lord Chaitanya knows that this great devotee is offering something for him. So the Lord wants to reciprocate. He goes, crawls, and ate the food. Okay, so the Brahmana got upset and he put away that preparation and he prepared another set of food. All right, again that happened. So like this incident happened 3 times. And then he said, "Dear Sachimata, please take your baby and put him to sleep. He's disturbing my offering." Okay, so they thought the Lord went to sleep. Okay, so when everybody slept, like at the midnight, the Brahmana, he prepared the food and he offered to the deity at the midnight because he knows the baby will not come out. Okay, but the baby came out and yet took the food again. And then he started crying. "Oh Lord, what offense I did? Why this baby is spoiling my offering that meant for you?" Okay, but nobody could hear because it's already night. All right, and then the Lord Nimai, okay, then he appeared in front of this Brahmana and said, "Dear Brahmana, I am the Supreme Lord that you are offering the food to. Okay, so I am taking the offering because I know how much love and devotion you have put in the offering. So I came here to give you the special blessing by taking this food personally." Okay, and so that incident over, and the Brahmana was forbidden by the Lord not to disclose what happened. Okay, so finally this is how the story ends. All right, if the Lord is pleased, he will personally come. So this is how he exhibited this his supremacy this way. Okay, all right, so that's one pastime. Then another pastime is the Lord was fearless when he was small. Okay, he used to, there was once he had a dangerous snake coming around their house and he was found playing with it. So everybody was like panicking why this is happening. You know, in pastime, Krishna's pastime, what was the name of the snakes that Krishna dealt with? Anybody knows?
Kaliya, you mean Kaliya?
Kaliya, what else?
The big snake, I forgot. In the cave, the big snake.
Yes, Aghasura.
Akarasura, yeah.
So the Lord, so this time when Mahaprabhu's pastime, the Lord began to play with the snake. Okay, why do you think? Who came to visit him?
The wife of the
yeah, Jagadish Mataji. Was it Jagadish Mataji?
No, Sesha, Indra Mataji.
Indra Mataji. Sorry, I cannot see the video because of my screen. Yeah, okay. So Adisesh. Who is Adisesh?
Lord Balaram.
Balaram himself.
Yeah, it's Lord Balaram. That's why the picture here, right? He's lying down on the Adisesh. Okay, so now we are done with the child pastime. Okay, fast forward. We are skipping all the youth pastime. Mahaprabhu took sannyasa. After he took sannyasa, he was traveling. Okay, most of his life he was traveling. So he went to Jagannath Puri, and from Jagannath Puri he went to Vrindavan. From Jagannath Puri he was going to Vrindavan, and he was going on foot. Okay, and he was passing by a jungle. Anybody can share what is the name of the jungle? The jungle full of animals. Of course, he was not alone. He was having some servants with him. One servant, his name is Balabhatra Bhattacharya. Okay, he was appointed by Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami. These are all very close associates of Mahaprabhu. So they assigned this particular brahmachari, a servant, to go with the Lord. So the Lord went through this forest by foot. It is called Jarikan forest. So the place is still existing in India. Okay, it's Jharkhand. Okay, and there's very nice description in Chaitanya Charitamrita how Mahaprabhu met each and every species of these animals, and he made them chant. Okay, so he penetrated this dense forest and he came upon tigers, elephants, monkeys, deers. Okay, and he got them engaged in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is a very famous pastime. Okay, the Lord is so powerful that he can make animals also chant. Okay, and another pastime, he made the dog, he delivered a dog as well. Okay, very nice description in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can read it online also. It's not very, very long verses, very short verses. Okay, so this is one miracle that the Lord performed. Okay, next, the famous pastime, the Lord's Radha Yatra. Okay, so the Lord has developed so much of love for Lord Jagannath because he is viewing the Lord as a devotee. Okay, so the Lord Chaitanya, he came to teach us how to love Krishna, isn't it? So whenever there's Radha Yatra, the Lord will split his group into 7 groups and he will give 2 mridanga to each of the groups. So there will be like total 14 mridangas. And what they will do, they'll just do kirtan, kirtan, kirtan. This is the movement that was started by Mahaprabhu. This is how it was started. Okay. Loud chanting. So like silent chanting, it benefits us. When you do loud chanting, it benefits everybody around us. And in Krishna, in Mahaprabhu's case, you also saw that the animals also benefited. So this is how it was going on. The Lord Jagannath and Mahaprabhu was exchanging feelings, okay, very blissfully. Sometimes Mahaprabhu will faint because of high, it's called bhav, right? Bhav is a high, intense love for the Lord. Sometimes he'll faint and then the Lord will wait for a while. The chariot will wait for a while. And then he will come to his consciousness and then the chariot will walk, will roll slowly. So like this, there's like back and forth. This kind of situation will be ongoing. Okay. And sometimes the chariot will simply stop. The Lord Balaram, okay, you see in Jagannath Puri, each of the Lord will have one chariot for themselves. Lord Jagannath will have one chariot. Lord Baladev will have one chariot. Mother Subhadra will have one chariot. So it is mentioned that Lord Jagannath's and Lord Baladev's chariot always stop. Mother Subhadra will always go fast. So now, if you see Mother Subhadra always go fast, she'll go very quick. So these 2 brothers, they will stop little, and then they will observe how Mahaprabhu is enjoying his ecstasy in dancing and singing. So like that one point in time, the chariot stopped and didn't want to move for so many days. All right. And the Lord went behind the chariot. Gently, he put his head on the back of Jagannath's chariot. The moment he hit the chariot starts moving. So these are the exchange of loving relationship between the Lord and the devotee. The Lord, of course, is this the Lord himself, but you have to remember in whose mood, in what mood he came. He came in a devotee's mood. Okay, so as soon as he pushed, the car immediately started to move. Okay, all right, then everybody was started chanting Hari Hari that way. So very sweet. So we are done with the sannyasa pastime. This is all after sannyasa. Actually, Mahaprabhu had a beautiful hair. He had beautiful hair. When he took sannyas, he bald. He shaved them off. Okay, so that's about it. Some other information is this. This is Mahaprabhu's favorite flower. I only have the name of the first one. It's called Kadamba. Okay, Jagadish Mataji. This is Kadamba. If anybody knows what is the second flower, you can share with us. What is the name of the second flower? Anybody knows? Indra Mataji, would you know?
No, Mataji. Kadamba, I also know one only.
The first one is Kadamba. Second one we don't know. Okay. All right. So when Mahaprabhu was born, he was born under a tree. What tree is that?
Nimai.
Nimai tree.
Neem tree.
Neem tree, sorry, neem tree. That's why he was called Nimai. The reason why he got the name Nimai is this. Who was the person who called the Lord to appear?
Advaita.
Advaita Acharya. Correct. Advaita Acharya had a wife. The wife's name is Sita Thakurani. So when the Lord was born, Mother Sita also came. Mother Sita as in Advaita Acharya's wife. When she came and she saw this is a newborn baby and born under the neem tree. And neem is very well known to ward off bad spirits and illness. So to provide protection to the Lord himself and to keep him away from all kind of illness, Mother Sita, the Sita Thakurani, she gave the name Nimai to Lord Chaitanya. So this is how the Lord got the name Nimai. Okay, of course, actually his name was Vishwambara. The elder brother's name is Vishwarupa. Okay, but this is the childhood name, like Kanna, like that we call, right? So this is Nimai. Okay, so that's how he was called until throughout his youth as well. Okay, and this is the Lord's favorite food. This is spinach, and this is sukta. Sukta is a mixed veggie. It's a Bengali dish. It's made of mixed veggie. So you will get that if you go to Parikram, to Mayapur for Parikram, you will be served this food. Or you can get a recipe from internet as well. Sukta, vegetable sukta. Okay, so that's about it. That's all on Mahaprabhu. Any questions or anything you all want to add? Any pastime you all know that you want to share? Or you have any questions? Any more questions on Mahaprabhu? Because I crammed that 4 modules in one. Any question on Mahaprabhu's appearance? His appearance has been given in various scriptures. So usually when the Lord comes down, it should be predicted in scriptures. That is how we verify whether this personality is the incarnation of God or not.
Mataji, I have a question, Mataji. After Advaita Acharya pleaded for the Lord to appear, right? Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and after that he appeared. Is it means that he appeared just like that, or that means he was born as a baby? Then because I can't picture how the first session is it. Advaita Acharya actually he did the prayer in the bank of Ganges River, right? And then after that, after the prayer, after the pleading and all this, then after that he appeared. Mahaprabhu appeared. But then now, sorry. So he appeared as Mahaprabhu himself, or he was born as a baby first. So what is the difference, Mataji? I'm not very clear.
How Krishna appeared?
Yeah, Mahaprabhu.
How Lord Krishna appeared during when the Lord came in his original form, how Lord Krishna appeared?
Baby. Janmashtami, yeah.
Yes. So he grew up as an ordinary human being, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So same thing, Mahaprabhu was also born as a baby, as normal. He was born as a baby to Nanda Maharaj and Sachi Mata. And he was born under the neem tree. Yeah, so the last part I was saying, right? He was baby and Advaita Acharya's wife, to ward off evil, to keep Mahaprabhu, the baby Nimai free from illness, she gave the name Nimai. So to answer you, yes, he doesn't appear like magically. He came as a baby and then he grew up. He only lived for 40 over years.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Planet, yeah. Yeah, so he had a baby pastime. Like, remember the Brahmana story? He was crawling, so which means he was a baby. And then he was playing with snakes, so definitely he was slightly bigger. And then he was a Pandit. He's very famous Sanskrit scholar in Navadvip. So he had his youth pastime. He actually got married. Okay, so he was a Grihasta. After that, he renounced everything and became sannyasi. And then he started traveling to Vrindavan and Jagannath Puri. Okay, so he had an ordinary life like normal human, and that is how he showed us how to love Krishna. Okay, so what else?
How did he die, Mataji? I mean, you said he only lived like 40 plus years, right?
Yeah. Okay. In Jagannath Puri, there is this temple called Tota Gopinath. There's one Krishna temple. So there is that in the temple, the deity has a crack on the deity's body. So he went into the sanctum and he merged into that deity. So that's how he disappeared. So yeah, that's how this is his appearance and disappearance. We do not usually say the Lord is born or he takes birth. Okay, even though generally we loosely use that term, but actually he doesn't take birth because he's unborn. So he appears and disappears. So that's how he wrapped up his pastime. Yes.
So he technically didn't die. We don't use the word born and death.
Yeah, we don't use born and die. Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Okay. Even Lord Krishna also, people say that he was killed by a hunter, isn't it? Come on, he won the Mahabharata, so I don't think he can, succumb to the pain of the arrow, right? But this is how he wants to end the pastime on the earth. So it's all the Lord's will. So we call it appearance and disappearance. Even for gurus also, we call appearances, disappearances, because they are not ordinary people like us. We take birth, we have birthdays and death days.
So that means, Mataji, when he comes down, he comes down for a purpose, right? Because all these things are happening. So because of that, he comes down. So when he disappears, does it mean that that purpose is done, that his job is done? And
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He has given the Maha Mantra. This is the free for everyone. And he didn't stay very long and he left. Okay. So we will wait for Kalki to come later, but we don't want to wait long.
Kalki.
Because Prabhupada already predicted that this movement will only be around for 10,000 years. After 10,000 years, people will be totally not following any religious principles. Totally. There won't be any books of Prabhupada anymore. People won't be practicing any kind of spiritual activities anymore. So all these details have been given very scrutinizingly in Bhagavatam, chapter 12, if not mistaken. Some in the beginning of one of the cantos, later first cantos, and some will be in the 12th canto, how the leaders will be. All right. So when I read that, right, I already can see the signs of the leaders now, the condition now. People only respect you when you have material opulence. They don't give importance to your righteousness, the values, the virtues that you have. So if you think that this cannot be managed, this is already bad. So can you see it's another 427,500 years to go? Okay, because we just finished 5,000 years, 500 years. We just finished 500 years. Okay, this. How many years in Kali Yuga? 432,000, right? So we just finished 500 years. So can you imagine we have so many more years to go? So can we take it? I don't think so. right? And people at the end of Kali Yuga, people will start eating people. Even now, you can see people are eating human dogs, right? So it will only become worse, and there is no time for us to wait. So we have to have our action plans. Yes. Okay. Any other questions?
Climate change.
Hmm?
The climate change. You see
Climate.
rain, everything. Of the climate.
Yeah.
But I have read one. That's from where I forgot already. It will rain. If rain will rain one whole year, and then if no rain for one whole year.
That's very bad. So this is when, Mataji?
This for this Kali Yoga and end like this.
Oh, okay, okay. Now also we have wars, little end of the war. This is not the end of the war, end of the world yet.
I think what we are experiencing now is probably the tip of the iceberg.
Correct. It's nothing, no, it's totally nothing compared to that. My uncle, I just want to share, my uncle used to read Nostradamus. Do you all know Nostradamus, Bhadra Mataji?
Yes, the very famous prophecy. Prophet, yeah.
Correct. So I remember I was in secondary, that's like between 93 to 98, somewhere there. And he said in future, there will be rains of fire. So I, with my imagination, and I was like, oh, rain of fire, like that. But actually, what is rain of fire? You see now, the fire jet dropping bombs on... yeah, I saw how the Russian, I think Ukraine jet fighter, I think he was dropping bombs. So it does look like rain of fire. It's not meteors, actually.
Because he doesn't write it straightforward. It's very, very cryptic. He also predicted the Twin Towers.
I see. Somehow, some glimpse, they will get some glimpse. But whatever we're having now, it's still very little. Okay, so we don't want to wait to see the worst.
This is preview.
I read somewhere it's a story, I think, but there's a very good point he was making, that you know how dinosaurs have extinct and we become the dominant dominant species, took over the world, right? So we are dominating. So the future of us is actually the machine will dominate. Right, so we already here in terms of technology, how technology has pushed into our life, phone, this class as well. So we are so independent with technology. Eventually, they're gonna build a technology that AI that able to suppress human, and they become the dominant. So whatever fire of rain they can withstand compared to us. So eventually we will be extinct, and the machines, they will survive. I mean, it's a story, but then again, it's possible.
Think it is. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. So our Indian future, I mean, not too far, but near future, I think machine will be dominating species instead of human. No, because it's always extinction based on a timeline.
So
not religion,
species dominating. It's always a new.
In terms of science, I cannot quote religion, but in terms of science, the dominating species will always, go down in the history. They will get extinct in some levels lah. Then it's another species will dominate. So the human species eventually will, with all our infight and everything, they will extinct, and the next dominating species will machine like AI.
Yeah, we have that as good as human AI robot, right? I forgot, it's a lady.
Sophia,
right?
Meta. I did an event with, I've met Sophia, I've had conversations with Sophia.
Oh, really, Mataji?
That's
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
amazing.
Yeah. She's quite smart now, but not so smart, but she's getting there. She's getting there. So I met the creator as well. I just actually wanted to add on with the whole end of the world. There was this documentary I watched where it says the end of the world is not the end of the world. It's actually the end of the world as we see it, our world, because the earth, the world, will continuously evolve as it has evolved from dinosaur days, ice age days. It's just us who may not be here anymore, like what Mataji mentioned just now, right? It's probably robots, it's probably aliens, we don't know. But it's the end of the world as we know it. The world will continue to evolve and go on. It's just our world that would end. So that's...
yeah, true. The Lord will come and make a reset and Satya Yuga will start.
Right.
Okay. So
Kasthuri Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
The question actually I want to ask you, would you want to say something about what Mahaprabhu left behind, his Siksastakam? Want to say something about what Mahaprabhu left behind for us?
Oh, you want me to share?
Yes.
Okay. So you see, like Krishna, when he came, he gave Bhagavad Gita. All right. So if you ask question like, what did Mahaprabhu give us? Did he give us Bhagavad Gita? No, he didn't talk. He didn't leave a huge volume of book. He only gave a very short 8 verses song. So it is called Shiksha Astakam. Shiksha means instruction. Astakam means 8. So in that 8 verses, it's fully mostly about the glories of the holy name and his feelings that he has for Krishna. So one day I will share this Shastakam with the meaning. Okay, so and this is like, that will be our like a Bible when you do Maha Mantra chanting. So in our temples during Mangalarti, before we start chanting, we read these 8 verses. So it will set your mood and increase our appreciation towards holy name, because that's why he came. He came to give holy name. So he only gave this Sikshastakam because I think he knows he knows very well that people in the Kali Yuga, they're very, very dull-headed. They might not able to read and understand scriptures. So just take this Maha Mantra. And then he gave the glories of it, the importance of it, the significance of it. Okay, I will share, Mataji. Or if you find first a nice Sisastakam from the Google, you can just share in the group also. Okay, any other questions? Hello, I stopped.